Hello everybody, as promised, I'm making a short little video for you, just letting you know how we actually work with a graph and points that are along a line on that graph to come up with the equation for a line. So remember, in order to figure out what the equation for a line is, you're going to need a couple different things. In this case, we need our graph. We need our points, which we will then use to calculate our rate of change. And then we're going to use our equation format to actually come up with the equation. Now, along the line there, we'll actually need to figure out what B is as well, which is going to be the point at which the line will actually hit the y-axis. So I want to apologize in advance for my poor handwriting if I do have poor handwriting. All right, so the first thing that we want to do, everybody, is we see here on the screen. Let's go ahead and pull 2 points from that line. Now, I personally like to pull 2 points where there is an exact intersection of the X and Y grids, because again, when you don't do that and you sort of go maybe here in the middle or somewhere along this line, you can't quite figure out exactly what is going on or what the actual coordinates would be. So again, please stick to something where there's an exact intersection. So we're going to use this point right here and this point right here that I just highlighted. Okay. So the first of those points will be 0, 3. Okay, and then we have 5, -1. Okay, so personally what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and make a decision at the beginning as to which direction I'm actually going to be going. A lot of times what will happen is that you can either go down and to figure out your change in Y, or you can go up to figure out your change in Y and your change in X. So it's just a matter of you making a decision in terms of what is the most appropriate or what might be easiest for you. So again, I'm going to rewrite my numbers as 0, 3, 5, -1. I have decided that I'm going to go up. So whatever I do on one side, I must do to the other. So the two things that I'm going to first set up are the change in Y over the change in X. So again, I'm going to do my change in Y. Now remember, a change in Y is simply an indicator as to what the difference is between those two numbers. That is a -1 - 3, everybody. Then I'm going to do 5 minus 0. So -1 - 3 is going to be a -4. Remember, when I combine two negative numbers, not multiplying or not dividing, but when I combine them, so again, a -1 and a -3, putting them together, they become more negative. 5 minus 0 is going to be 5, of course. So -4 over a 5 is going to be my rate of change, everybody. So that's one part of what I need. My rate of change, also known as M, also known as K, also known as your constant of proportionality or your rate of change. Now, remember, I'm going to use this format to come up with my equation. So if I go back to the graph one more time, sometimes the graph will be like a cheat sheet and it'll tell you exactly what your B value is, Now, I do want you to go back and I want you to review any additional videos that have been posted by me to have you, to help you figure out how to isolate B in the y is equal to mx plus b formula when a table doesn't give you that. In this case, the graph does give us that information, so we don't really have to go too far to actually search for it. So again, using y is equal to mx plus b as my format, I know that I've already calculated my M, also known as the rate of change here. I know that if I go back to the graph, the place at which the line will hit the y-axis is there that I just circled. Okay, so this happens to be 3 spaces above the x-axis. Now you might be asking yourself, well, Mr. Moore, how do you know it's 3? How do you know it's not whatever number? I personally am just counting along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, 1, 2, 3 units up. Okay, so that's why I know that it's 3 units. It just happens to be 3 units. No matter what I number it as, it's going to be a proportional relationship. So I'm keeping it simple and just counting by 1. Okay. So when I put this together, I'm going to have y is equal to my m value, again, also known as your rate of change, of negative 4 over 5 multiplied by an unknown x value. I'm then going to add in my b value since it is above the y-axis, the x-axis. It's going to have a y value of 3, okay? So the point is actually 0, 3, but the y value is 3. So that's when I come back in and I name my equation for that line is y is equal to negative 4/5 x plus 3. Okay, everybody, so this was the video that I promised. Short and sweet, only about 6 minutes at this point. So again, if you have any additional questions, please make sure that you come to class with those questions, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.